Bolzano, Italy, we have the final of the 2006 World Selects Invitational at the Palaonda Arena. We started with 18 teams back on game 1 on Wednesday, and now we're down to 2 in game 59 of 59. Between the likes of Rosensteel and Seneca and Shuha taking on Dontsov, Piroshkov, and also Kozhushko on the other end. So many roster players have had very strong tournaments, and they both played in very tough semifinal matchups.
All scoring happened in the first period, essentially. CSKA scored 2 minutes after that to make it 2-1, and then 2 minutes after that, and Western Canada. That's what the difference of that game was.
And the hero was Alexei Dontsov coming out, and I noticed he made the sign of the cross, asking for a little bit of spiritly help, and he was able to get that big-time goal and lift his team into the final. And last year, CSKA lost 3-2 in the semifinal to Dynamo Moscow, so it was a reverse outcome in their favor, and they are here trying to finish a job by defeating the East Coast Selects for a second time. Both are very savvy teams led by veteran bench bosses. You have Pavel Balin, who's been very experienced at all in the All-Star game almost immediately after this one. Puck is dropped. We are underway here. Beautiful Saturday afternoon in Bolzano, Italy. And as the late Bob Johnson liked to say, it's a great day for hockey. Stealing pucks, so everybody has to be aware at all times. Here's Okunev, a shot. Save is made by Gillette. His first little piece of the rubber in the gold medal game.
So the East Coast Selects by a score of 7-1. And as you said, CSKA, as we're seeing right now, they live and die by those fast breaks, taking advantage of
what they needed to overcome Western Canada in the semifinal. A little bit of a cautious start. Here's a backhander by Komarov, denied and held on to by Gillette.
And Jaden Gillette is just being that brick wall that he's been all tournament. It was really a shootout where Dean Letourneau was the hero in that shootout by scoring 4 goals in a shootout.
Basically doing his best TJ Oshie impression there.
I would use a Jonathan Taves more than anything.
That's good too. Here comes a great move down the left side. Seneca shot blocked in front. And he tries to get it back to the blue line. Mac McAlpine takes the shot, wristed away and held onto, but now loose behind the cage for Seneca and the trigger. Here comes a charge down the other side. Kozhushko does a little spin, holding on, taking a shot. Save is made by Gillette.
Have only allowed 7 goals in the tournament, while Gillette has a 1.6 goals against average, and Dutov has a 1.75. And the save percentage, 9.30 for Gillette, 9.32 for Dutov.
That is incredible, the amount of similarity between the two of them. Definitely MVPs of their team. Shot towards the goal, they score! Mac McAlpine, a big bomb from the left circle, makes it 1-0 for East Coast Selects.
Agent 70 had his mission to get his team on the board, and mission accomplished.
What a cannon from Mac McAlpine, putting his team up 1-0. There is your first goal of the championship game. It to a stick. Across the line, but intercepted, held in, but stripped away. It might be a breakaway pass. Coming right at Estetico alone. He's not able to pull the trigger in time.
One move too many.
Well, that's a bit of a relief for us broadcasters. It is going to be a chance for Willamette from a perimeter, and that's stopped by the goaltender Dutov. Lead pass. Here comes the chance for Zaitsev. Taking a shot, glove down by Gillette. And that draws some cheers from the East Coast faithful. 7:14 remaining. Did a bit of a spinorama that was taken away by Bales. And Seneca gets it to the blue line and just out. Lafon races for it. He has a lane, comes to the high slot, takes a shot. Paz save is made by Dutov. Seneca dropped it back, but his mates were changing.
Well, that's what happens when you spend so much time in your own zone.
Counter-attack for Piroshkov. Down the right side, he hit the far post.
Was exhausted, or Christian Bale was absolutely exhausted on that play. and he just swipes the puck on the line.
It would be very hard to speculate, but I'd have to say this is the longest that CSKA has been held off the board into a hockey game. Almost 16 minutes, no goal for them yet. This would be frustrating territory for their snipers because they've made it look so easy. Okunev behind the net. Thrown in front, they score! Okunev in front for Dontsov, and he fired it down low past the goaltender to the far side. We are tied at 1, 15:57 into the period.
Well, you spoke too soon, Quentin. They score right after you suggest that they haven't scored. They must be frustrated for not scoring after 16 minutes.
They'll be getting a lot of minutes from this game forward as they want to try and manufacture the go-ahead goal. Dmitry Utva takes a shot right into the glove of the goaltender, but was denied passage. Puck thrown on goal from the blue line, and a save is made by Dutov, and Dutov got a little whack from Seneca, and the goaltender didn't like that.
A little bit of a snow shower, too.
Yeah, so the goaltender, he's a defensive blue liner. Not a lot of points from him. Tealegan's also a defensive blue liner who gave away the puck there. A chance maybe for McAlpine across the line, curves his way in, gets tied up with Tealegan, and time is going to expire in the first period with a 1-1 tie between these two teams. So a big goal by McAlpine, answered by Dontsov. We go to the first intermission tied at 1. But Adam, what are your impressions of a back and forth first period?
Well, just like it was with the Western Canada Selects game against CSKA, if you tell the East Coast Selects that they're going to be tied going into the second period, they'll take it. Especially if CSKA can only score 1 goal in that first period.
Considering, I believe it was 3 or 4 to 1 for CSKA in that opening game between these two teams. So, enormous amount of improvement. What are they doing so differently?
Well, they've been taking away the center of the ice, and they've just been making sure that they're watching their own blue line when they're attacking down low, which doesn't allow the CSKA to go out on those 2-on-1 breaks. They're being a little bit more careful with getting their defensemen in on the offense, but it's also saving them on the defense.
And of course, CSKA showed that they are a multi-dimensional offensive team. Yeah, if the cycle is the only thing available to them, they'll do that if the rushes are taken away, and that's what led to that goal.
Yes, and they just exude confidence. They know they were down 1-0. They know they can come back and win at any point in this game. And with it tied at 1, they're just okay with it as well.
And we will see these two teams revved up, trying to get that beautiful gold trophy that we saw downstairs. And it should be a wonderful sight to see one of these teams take that picture at center ice with that trophy. We'll be back to see find out who it is in a matter of 12 minutes. Kind of asleep. I have little spurts, but not exciting enough for me.
Stanley Cup champion, but Hockey Hall of Famer. And as well, there's Sylvain Turgeon, another prominent NHL player.
And that Jaromir Jagr, he has a pretty good chance of making it in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it's just like any of our future legends back in Toronto.
Exactly. It's going to be a nice little rush into the attacking zone for Rodionov. And the CSKA fans are in full force. They want that goal, and they want it now. The chance.
Don't forget the megaphone.
And the megaphone, of course, yes. And a goal horn if Slovakia plays. Here comes the rush down the middle. Seneca's alone, forehander, and he's denied by the goaltender Dutov. The far corner boards. Zaitsev being shot out by Buffon. Puck is held in, thrown towards the goal from the right point. And Timazov is denied by Shalette.
Well, if you're looking for one guy on East Coast Select to be the difference maker and to score that big goal.
CSKA hopes so. Here comes the chance towards the net. A save is made by Gillette, and that is number 91, Vorobev. And Vorobev has had some very solid stats in this tournament. More of a support player, but he has been very dominant.
His mom is a figure skater. His dad played hockey and football as a kid.
Shot off the draw. Big save is made by Gillette. They try to backdoor it in, hit the side. But that was Rodanov's big bomb that was denied by the pad of Gillette. What a big-time save by the goaltender, Gillette. Collapsing box of the defense for East Coast is doing a nice job keeping CSKA to the outside. Teolegin a shot, wires wide, ricocheted off the backboard. Komarov, Barbison tries to throw it down low one more time, but intercepted. And Seneca comes down the right wing along with Shuha. He throws it across. Shuha backhander. Save is made by Dutov. It's loose behind him. Letourneau has it. Langstaff is knocked down. No penalties yet, and there won't be one there. A puck is stolen. Seneca down low. Shot. Big save is made by Dutov. And that was Langstaff being denied by the pad of the goaltender.
Again, Beckett Seneca having a real tough time getting the puck back to Dutov. And his mom also played on the Canadian national volleyball team, so athletics runs in his family.
Piroshkov weaves his way to the inside, tried to tip it behind the goaltender. It was just around the near post, so.
And Dad played soccer in Europe, where we are right now.
Where we are right now, where we will be, girls. Shuha trying to get that puck out. It's held in. Zaitsev a shot. Just wide to the far side. 2-1 for Ricochet in front. Now a steal, a backhander's wide of the cage, and that one came from Okunev. Okunev out of the left corner, behind the net, throws it in front, just wide. They throw it in front again, and almost a ricochet right behind the goaltender, but very alert defensively with Shuha along with Heine. Thrown in front one more time in the slot, but Heine's there one more time to get it out. Letourneau and company having a tough time exiting out of the zone. Rodanov holds it in, pulls it to his forehand. It slid along the half wall, into the right circle. Dontsov almost had a chance to maybe go backdoor as Zaitsev was all alone on the near side looking for the one-timer. Just a reminder, if this game is deadlocked at the end of 40 minutes, we go to a 3-on-3 overtime for 5 minutes.
Jaden Gillette wisely covered the puck on that
shot towards the goal, and a save is made again by Gillette.
As he does once again.
In a nice fusion. And it's only fitting because if you look at Bolzano, they're a fusion of Italian, German, and other cultures. Shot on goal, big save is made by the attacking zone. And I love the official timekeepers here. They've been playing Bonnie Tyler's Hero song late in the game when there is a 1-goal deficit or a tie game. I wonder if we're going to hear it today. Here's a chance on goal. They score! There's your hero as of this moment. Danil Piroshkov is able to make a power move out of the corner, weaves to the front, and tucks it behind Gillette to make it 2-1 for CSKA.
Well, it's just a matter of time for Piroshkov to make his presence felt. As I mentioned earlier, he had, before that goal, had 8 goals and 1 assist. That's number 9.
Schaefer tried to nudge it ahead for Levon, but intercepted. Back the other way, and it's going to be Dontsov holding on behind the cage. All over him as Schaefer is thrown in front. A one-timer scores! A big-time move, and it's a big-time goal for Okunev, as it was Dontsov making a highlight reel pass in front for Okunev to make it 3-1.
Well, like you said, that most of that play was Dontsov with that pass. Very few players
steered to the corner easily by Dutov. Puck kick soccer style out to center. Intercepted by Langstaff. Down the right side, his shot is Gillette is making his way to the bench. 6-on-5, Komarov gets it ahead for Dontsov. In the neutral zone, a chance for an empty net. Coming towards the goal, they shoot, they score! A 4-1 lead for CSKA Moscow.
The unfortunate thing, when they pulled Jaden Cholette, they also had two East Coast Select players changing at the same time. That left Langstaff charging in his own end alone. That allowed them to...
The depth in this lineup was staggering. Only 2 players were kept off the board in the point tally in the preliminary round. And more of those players stepped up in the round of 16, the quarterfinal, champions in 30 seconds.
Well, a lot of the focus is going to be on Poroshkov after he scored the go-ahead goal in midway through the second period. But really, this victory belongs to Dutov. He is the MVP of this game, stopping Jaden Cholette not one, not twice, but 3 times, as well as Christian Chuhov alone in front of the net.
And the puck goes out to center. The drum is going to bang. The flag will be waved. CSKA and their fans are going to celebrate a World Selects Invitational Championship. Everybody mauls Dutov in celebration. One of their heroes. One of many MVPs on this team, because this team was deep. They attacked very hard. Every player has significant contributions, and now they will wear their championship hats. Their equipment littered on the ice in celebration. But before we go back to talking about the virtues of this winning team, let's give a moment to show a little bit of love to the finalists. The East Coast Selects were very worthy of their spot here today.
They had every opportunity to win this game. They should not feel bad about the way they played today. They unfortunately, this was essentially a 1-goal game for the entire game until late in the second period. And they were just not able when they had the opportunity, and CSKA were able to beat Cholette when the opportunities came for them.
Really good sportsmanship at center between these 2 mighty opponents. And a lot of love was shown by the players. Giving a couple of little taps to Dutov, recognizing like, hey, you're a really good goaltender and you got the better of us today. And the 2 goaltenders gave each other a hug. Landon Miller, another key goaltender. Of course, he was the big architect and the reason why this team got to this point today.
Pretty much they're all getting hugs as they go through. There's a lot of respect for these 2 teams.
Yeah, really well coached and really well put together by all these different players. And of course, CSKA, so dominant in their own Moscow league as champions in that league. And now they come here, play the best against North America and all over the world, and they are victorious. Jaden Cholette chosen as the player of the game for the East Coast Selects.
Not surprising.
Not surprising in the least. You'd say player of the tournament maybe for this team, but they have a couple of candidates. And he'll be given a stick as well, and great picture with Lucas Havalik, one of the organizers at center.
And
Evan Kivaharju is named the best defenseman of the tournament.
Not surprising at all. He is one of probably, I wouldn't be surprised, or wouldn't be hard to say he was the best player in this tournament.
I would definitely put him in that category for sure. He's the player that really electrified me, but there were so many candidates. So best goaltender, Cholette, best defenseman, Kivaharju. And it's going to be number 91, Thomas Mersick, named as the best forward. Very good choice.
They had a few choices on that Western Canada team if they wanted to. But Thomas Mersick, as his coach described him, the most complete player on that team.
Yeah, definitely backed up those credentials by his coach, Jason Nicolas. And being named as a MVP is number 9, Alexei Donsov. There were so many good candidates, but Donsov just brought it every single game. He was a machine with his offense. 8 goals, 7 assists, and 15 points. What really attracted you about Donsov's play, Adam?
Well, it was all around. Like Poroshkov, who got the game winner, he had 9 goals in this tournament, but no assists. You saw Donsov just being a good passer as well as a good goal scorer, and that makes for an MVP type candidate.
And it's about to be time for the gold medal presentations. Everybody clamoring to get to the front of the line to get that gold medal.
Oh, they're all trying to get at that trophy too, but they got to wait a couple more minutes.
They've got to wait. And then I'm betting they'll do what the Stanley Cup champions do, try and hoist it over their head.
Well, I'm sure they'll succeed.
They will. Yeah, I don't know why I just said try for some reason. Not a particularly heavy trophy, but a very beautiful looking trophy.
Yeah,
even the Stanley. Different nationalities on there, and that really is the appropriate thing because of all the nationalities that are here. I believe 13 on 18 teams overall.
Yeah, that's what I counted on opening night, and it just shows how the world can come together using this game.
I love what this one girl told me at the U14 international tournament that took place back in Chamonix. Hockey is the universal language. It brings everybody together. And a lot of these kids from the North American teams, they play for different club organizations, but they come together and they're cohesive, like bang, because they just know how to read the game very well, and they were able to stand toe-to-toe against a team that's played together all year long. And North America and Europe will collide in a matter of a few moments as the All-Star game is coming up next at 5:30. I'm excited for that. A little bit of national rivalry on display. So the medals are about to be wrapped up, and then it'll be the trophy, the final thing. So, as part of this closing ceremony.
On the ice right now, there are 6 CSKA players that will play on that game, 4 East Coast players, and 3 West Coast players.
Lucas Havlicek has the trophy. And Nikita Frolov's at the front of the line, the captain of the team. Everybody wants a piece of it. There's your champion, all of them touching it, hoisting it over their head. As Queens, we are the champions comes on the intercom system.
Well,
worthy champions they are. And what a sight. All the parents trying to get their selfie pictures and snapping pictures of their kids enjoying the moment.
As the flags come out once again.
Of course.